This is a quick guide for the Japanese support add-on for Anki. This add-on allows you to create Furigana for your Japanese text automatically. First, go to this website in the description and scroll down until you find this code. Copy this with Ctrl or Command C. Then go to Anki and from the home page, press Ctrl Shift A or Command Shift A. This opens the add-ons window. Click the button on the top right that should say Get Add-ons. Paste the code in here with Ctrl or Command V. Then press OK. Allow the add-on to install, then restart Anki. Once Anki has restarted, if nothing pops up, that's fine, but if you're on Windows, there's a chance that something about micab.exe will pop up. If so, just press allow for whatever permission it needs. Assuming everything went well, let's double check 3 things that allow the add-on to work. From Anki's main menu, press B to open up the card browser, and from here, click on any vocab card. The first thing we want to check is that the field that contains the word is called expression. The second thing is to check that the field we want the Furigana to go into is called reading. And third, we want to check what our card type is called. We can do this by pressing the card button up here, then looking at the name of this new window that pops up. We want to make sure that the name contains the word Japanese somewhere in there. If all these 3 things check out, then your setup is basically complete. In order to generate the Furigana, first, make sure the reading field is empty, then click on the expression field, and then click off of the expression field anywhere else. The Furigana will be automatically generated in this format within these square brackets. When you press preview, you will be able to see the Furigana on top of the text, like so. You can also batch create Furigana by selecting all of your text with Ctrl or Command A, then going up to Edit, Bulk Add Readings. Troubleshooting and modifications. Please use these timestamps to navigate to the right spots. 1. Fields or note type not correct name. To fix this, open up the card browser, then go up to Notes, look for Note Type Management. Find the note type that we identified earlier, press Rename, and add the word Japanese somewhere in the name. Press OK. Then press Field, choose the field containing the word, press Rename, and rename it to Expression. Press OK, then do the same for the field you want the Furigana to be in. Rename this one into Reading. Once you're done, press Save, close this, then try it again to see if it works. 2. Sentence cards. If you have pure sentence cards like these, as long as your card format contains a field called Expression and Reading, and the card type has the word Japanese in it, it should just work automatically. However, if you have sentences within your vocab card like this, we can configure it so that the Furigana generates for the sentence here as well. First, let's note down the sentence field name. For me, it's just sentence. Then note down the place we want the Furigana to go into, and for me, it's called Sentence Furigana. Next, from Anki's main menu, press Ctrl Shift A or Command Shift A to open up the add-ons menu. Find Japanese Support and click on Settings. Under this top bit, DST Fields, this is where we tell the add-on where to add the Furigana. So we can add the text Sentence Furigana here, or just name it to whatever your Sentence Furigana field is named. Make sure that you have quotes around the name, and make sure the space behind the quotes are created using spacebar and not tab. Then under this bottom area, SRC fields, this is where we specify where the sentence goes, so we can just write sentence over here. Again, the naming will depend on what your fields are called. If you run into any problems within this process, just copy this code over into ChatGPT or Claude or some sort of AI and ask them what went wrong. Once you're done, press OK and close this. And now you can test that it works by making sure the sentence Furigana field is blank, then clicking on the sentence field and clicking off of the sentence field. Unfortunately, the bulk add readings function does not work for sentences within vocab cards. 3. Furigana not displaying properly. If you are seeing these square brackets instead of the Furigana, first locate the card in the card browser. From here, press the card button on the top. Make sure we're on the right side of the card, so we don't want the Furigana on the front side because we're trying to test our reading. We want it on the back side, so let's choose backside. And you can see that the issue is right here. From here, let's use the search function and search for squiggle bracket, reading, squiggle bracket, squiggle bracket. Once you've found it in the code, simply click right before the word reading and in between the bracket, and type in Furigana : This should fix the Furigana in real time. Your code may look a bit different, hopefully a lot simpler, so hopefully finding this reading field shouldn't be too hard. Once the issue is solved, press save. 4. Adding Furigana to other fields. Let's say that my definition is in Japanese and I want to add Furigana for some word. First, I'll manually pick out the word that I want the Furigana to be on, then type in the square brackets right behind it, type in the pronunciation. In case you don't know how to type in Japanese, please refer to this video linked up here. Then add a space before the start of the word. If we do not have the space here, the Furigana will not know where to start. If you press preview now, it's not going to look quite right and you're going to be able to see the square brackets like this. In order to fix this, press card on the top. Make sure you're on the correct side of the card. So for us, it's the back side where it shows up right here. Then we're going to search for the field name. In this case, it's squiggly bracket, meaning, squiggly bracket. Then once we find where it's displaying in, all we need to do is type in Furigana : and it should update and fix in real time. Once you're done, press save. 5. The Jouzu card format. If you are using the Jouzu Japanese card type, which looks like this, you do not need to change anything except step 2 if you want the sentences to auto-generate with Furigana as well. On my card format, every field already supports Furigana, including the notes field and meaning field as well. To view the Furigana on the sentence, simply hover your mouse over the word or tap on the word on mobile. If you want to get my card type, it will be released for free when I finish the new beginner deck, which may take several more months or even up to next year. However, you can get it for early access by subscribing to my Patreon and supporting the development of that deck. For more useful Anki guides, please check this playlist here.